This is the album where Monae went from futuristic to pretty much current year and also to yesteryear as well, because this album has a lot of dated ideas and also dated phrasings and concepts. Now, female empowerment and women's rights is never a dated idea. It will live on forever, and the struggle will happen. But overall, there's a way to like hitting it in a particular way that doesn't seem boring and played out and just seem like, duh, I get it, yada, yada, yada. And doesn't seem like some SJW bullshit. And this is just SJW pander porn to me at the end of the day. I have to say this. Like, don't really care for it that much, to tell you the truth. And here's why. Because let's take let's take the first track for example, which is 2 minutes of I really liked it. I really liked the barbershop quartet doo-wop feel of the track, and I hear it's about a metaphor for queer love and queer relationships, which is all good and all, and I liked it. It's 2 minutes, it's short, and you have other shorter tracks like Jane's Dream and Stevie Dream. And could I ask you, why is Stevie Dreams like longer than Jane's Dreams? Is it to represent how women and men are not paid equally? I don't know, but both are pretty utter garbage, to tell you the truth. I mean, Jane's Dreams, like it's only like 18 seconds of just strumming lazily on a guitar. Really don't really care about it that much, to tell you the truth. And Stevie Dream, it just have a speech. And if you love fucking speeches on this, if you just love hearing speeches and not music or lyrics, you're gonna love this album, especially on the track Crazy Classic Life, where it samples a Martin Luther King speech. And I'm like, why would you sample a Martin Luther King speech and not really talk about maybe the pressing issues of racism, you know, or miscegenation? It does talk about maybe racial relationships when she talks about a white boy at the end of the track, but it's so vague that I don't really care about it that much. She does reference being too black for him. I guess, I don't know. Maybe that's a reference to how maybe the family members didn't like black people, but if somebody's a racist, then all black people are too black for them at a certain point, if you want to go there. I much prefer if she had like a Martin Luther King sample on the song Django Jane, which, she's referencing Django, that whole Quentin Tarantino movie. But otherwise, I'm like, and also, come to think about it, the woman who starred in Scandal also starred in that movie. So the Scandal reference make a little bit more sense, but otherwise it's still hit or miss. And for me, it's a miss. I don't really think that it was that clever. But yeah, she talks about how her mother was a maid and her father was a driver, and they had to go to the back of the store, stuff like that. And it was all cool and all. But then she used a corny ass term and a outdated and pretty much boring term like mansplaining. Like, I would never hear a person use a word like cunt-splaining or female-splaining, stuff, or nag-splaining. So I don't know if I'm getting butthurt over it or whatever, but it just makes you seem a little bit corny to me if you want to talk about that, like, tell you the truth. And Scrooge mentioned the whole idea of people blocking equal pay. I don't know if you knew this, but we actually passed equal pay in 1961 under the JFK organization. You might as well just repass the civil rights law and fucking emancipation of slavery. Why don't you? I mean, that's already been passed, my friend, to tell you the truth. And also on the song Scrooge, she mentioned how she don't want hoteps telling, she's sick of hoteps telling her what to do. Well, many people are sick of SJWs telling them what to do, to tell you the truth, especially when they do it in boring and unfunny fucking ways. And speaking of FJW, this album is just reeking with Prince influence, to tell you the truth. Like the song Make Me Feel, it sounds like some shit that Prince would do. But the last track, America, it just sounds like she copied and printed the whole track Let's Get Crazy on her album, like, to tell you the truth. And I don't see no writing credit. It just have that feel about it, like the Let's Get Crazy song. And it has a sample of somebody talking. I don't know who it is, but she talks about Latinos, she talk about women, and she talk about, and really the album, the whole song, it tackles the whole idea of America being the home of bigots. You know, just this overplayed idea, and I'm like, damn, if America's so bad, why don't you fucking leave, to tell you the truth? I mean, you're a rich socialite millionaire, or maybe you just have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, why? Just tell me why. And the reason why I reference leaving is on this album, she seems like one of the numerous celebrities who said they would leave if Trump would have been elected, but their asses are still stayed here. Like, to tell you the truth. But on America, I do like that clever pun where she says that my wife can clean my clothes, she just can't wear my pants, like the pants in the family. I really like that reference, like, to tell you the truth. Sometimes when you use like feminism and overall the idea of female empowerment in a funny way, it really helps it out. Like, tell you the truth. Now, this album have back-to-back snore fests. Like, I like that Don't Judge Me, which is 6 fucking minutes. And also the track So Afraid. Like, it really bogs it down, to tell you the truth. Now, on the song Don't Judge Me, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just a cliched the terminology, the whole idea of you being rebellious and you being a rebel, but you still want people to not judge you. If you're so rebellious and revolutionary and such a rebel, why would you care if people judge you, to tell you the truth? I mean, hey, people don't judge people who's conformist, so hey, why don't you think of it like that? I got the juice, which kind of reminded me of Chance the Rapper, but it mostly reminded me of Drake, heavily Drake. It reminded me of Drake, More Life era. She even says the term passion fruit, which really stuck in my head. And Pharrell, he was just awful on this track. He rhymed in with itself like 8 times. It really got dull. Guys, and also the song Pink. The whole idea is everything is pink. Pink pussy, pink mouth, pinks against breast cancer. All things are pink. And also, I forgot to tell you this, but on Django, she referenced looking too mannish, which is kind of ironic that you would actually reference yourself to men. Like, she says that she's James Bond, not Jane Doe. Like, kind of a little bit odd that you would reference yourself to another man. Why don't you name like feminist icons like Rosie the Riveter? Why don't you compare yourself to people like that, to tell you the truth? Oh yes, and Take a Bite also have a reference to the album Random Access Memories, which I thought was nice. I mean, I really wish that she would do a feature collaboration with Daft Punk. That would have been sweet, to tell you the truth. So what can I say about this album? Well, it's too try hard, lopsided in quality, and overall pretty fucking boring. On the song I Like That, she cut off her perm and the guy gave her a 6. Well, I'll give her a 5, to tell you the truth. So hey, this is just my opinion. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. How do you feel about this newest album? Do you like her old stuff like myself? Do you like her new direction with this album, where she pretty much has a SJW tens? Post in the comment section, and please, if you're gonna dislike this video, please argue your point across. Don't be a little bitch. Peace out.